Welcome to xEssentials Lite Connector Edition. So we're going to take all of these different tools and make all of this connect to wire. Let's begin. These are called Ferrules. So what they do is they prevent creeping. And what creeping is let's say we take a piece of wire like so, right? And we twist it up and then we stick it in this Phoenix or in this Euro connector, and then we take our 2mm screwdriver and we tighten that sucker down like so. It's tight, right? It's not going anywhere, right? That should be good. So what happens is you have a heating and cooling cycle. So as the temperature increases, things get wider. And as the temperature cools, things contract. So you get that cycle over and over and over and over again. And what that causes is creeping. So eventually you'll find that these can loosen. And that's when you see people post things about their connectors that, you know, have caught on fire, burnt the board up, etc. It's because of that creeping action. So to prevent that, you use ferrules. So these ferrules are pretty easy to use. You can use a 4-way or a 6-way crimper. This one's a 6-way. If you look there, you can see there's 6 little hands that help crimp that down. The 4-way might work a little better with the Phoenix connectors since it's already got a little square in there, and it'd be giving you a square pattern when you crimp it down. So people talk about that they hate their ferrule connectors, and it's probably because you've got Chinese wire, which is a Euro standard, and then you've got American wire, which is AWG standard, and then you've got American ferrules, and then you've got European ferrules or Chinese ferrules. Really, most of that stuff comes from China, and then you're trying to match them up, and you don't know what you're dealing with. So you're gonna find, like me, you may have a white, orange, black, red connector on the end of your supposed 18 gauge wire, and if you put it on there like so, this is how you're supposed to put it on. These are supposed to be nice and straight. You don't really want to twist these. You don't want to twist them up because that's going to make that diameter greater, and then you're not going to be able to stick the ferrule on the end of it. So you stick it in like so, and now it's on. And see, at the end, I like to have it a little bit longer. That way I just trim off the excess, and then I know I have wire all the way through that barrel. So like I was saying, if you crimp this sucker down right now, it should be solid as a rock right there. I'm pulling pretty hard on that, and it's not coming loose. And it's not coming loose because I used the right type, number one. And number two, I've adjusted this. And this also has 6-way crimp. It's not just a 4-way crimp, it's a 6-way. So this, if you back this out, if you look there, there's a little Phillips screw there on all of them. It doesn't matter if you get a knockoff. This is probably, I don't care if it says iWis on it or whatever. It's still a knockoff brand. But it's got a little Phillips head on it. You can back that screw out, and then you adjust this. If you follow the arrow makes it tighter, and keep going until when you crimp, it doesn't pull off. So that's how you do that. And then the other thing that I do is I trim the excess off of this. So once that's trimmed off like that, even, you know what, if you find that, oh, I still have a little bit of the silver poking out after I push it into the Phoenix connector, like if we were to push this in, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. That's not going to cause any problems. But let's say that it did. Let's say it was a little long. You can always come in here and trim off a little extra, a little something, something, and then stick it in there, terminate it. Oop, see, that's another issue, is you got to make sure that these are backed out. All right, so she's backed out. Now we can stick it in there. Now we can terminate it. Give her a little squeeze like so, and boom. That's solid as rock. That's not going to come out. That's not going to creep. You're not going to have any problems with that ever again. So that's how you use Ferrules.